What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea and welcome to your opposition preview. We haven't done these in a couple of weeks, but welcome to opposition preview with the main man himself, with Robbie. Mate, how you doing? You good to see you?
Good to see you.
How you been keeping?
Well,
You've not been bullied too much by Lawrence and True Geordie?
What
happened there?
I'm getting so bullied, man. You know what I mean? What have I done? What are these people trying to bully me for? You know what I mean? I'm only, look at me. Why you want to bully me for? I'm an innocent guy.
Well, I mean, we'll crack on with the preview, but obviously Chelsea playing Arsenal at the Emirates, 5:30 on Saturday. And I think we discussed it quite in depth on Aftv, but it is a very similar situation for Chelsea as it is for Arsenal. You guys are currently in a bit of limbo. You've got all this recruitment, which was your strength, which is now wanting to go out the door. You've got former players coming in to take over the roles. How are you feeling about Arsenal in the future? Because obviously you've now joined the ranks of limbo, much like every other Premier League club.
Well, we've been in limbo for a long time, even when it was stable. But it's the wheels are kind of falling off Arsenal in the last few weeks. We had that horrible defeat at Liverpool. That shock defeat last week at West Ham, where we were very, very poor. And then, let's call it, kind of coincided with the usual transfer shenanigans. You know what I mean? We haven't, to be told as an Arsenal fan that, we've got no money to spend in January, we can only loan players, is like a kick in the teeth to the fans, you know what I mean? And so there's been a lot of fans feeling really low, and we were really optimistic and we were really on a high. We was on that great run. We knew it wasn't going to last forever. We lost that run. We know that we still are lacking the players really to be that top team. But we were on a great run and it was going really well. And as I said, all of a sudden there's just like so much negativity around the club. The Sven Mislintat thing, him leaving, the whole thing with the transfers, as I said, and then some poor results. So this game could go two ways. It's either we get back on track with a great win against Chelsea, which we're capable of because we had that game against Tottenham. I remember nobody gave us a chance of winning that game. We came from behind and beat them 4-2 with a great display.
Great game of football.
So it's either we get back on track with that, or if we was to lose that game, it's more doom and gloom again. We got Man United breathing down our neck. You're getting away from us. We have to win on Saturday. We have to win. I don't think even a draw would be a poor result for Arsenal. The position after losing that game last weekend, it's a must-win game for us, and we have to get into the top four as well because, as you can see, the way things are working at Arsenal, we need that money that you get from the Champions League to be able to go out there and start buying better players.
But would that be reinvested?
Well, who knows?
Because Stan Kroenke obviously is. I watched all guys Blazing a few days ago. I watched the one where you're talking about his investments.
Yeah, Stan Kroenke is not. Stan Kroenke is a very, very rich guy. He's worth £7 billion. Yeah, but he's not Roman Abramovich. He never goes to games. We never hear from him. Well, you never hear from Abramovich, but you never see Stan Kroenke. The only game I can remember seeing him at was last year or the year before, the FA Cup
final. Yeah.
And if there's an AGM on, and he happens to be in town and there's a game going on, he'll pass through. And now he doesn't even have to do AGMs because he owns all the clubs. So he's an absentee owner who doesn't put any money into the club. They try to run this self-sustaining model and it's not been working. It's all been unravelling over the past few weeks. We've had problems with Özil and the manager. And so it's honestly, this game is huge for us. To get the feel-good factor back, it could be a real big, if we won the game, it could bring fans back on board. It can get that feel-good factor back, beating our big rivals. We can start to think again that, hey, well, maybe we could get top four. If we lose the game, I think it could be a big moment in the season because so much negativity.
Yeah, I mean, it's speaking of negativity, we'll go to Özil in a minute, but let's talk about Unai Emery, because obviously in terms of, well, for me, obviously growing up and watching you before I started doing YouTube myself, obviously Arsenal as a club was often, it's all right, it's January. Arsenal as a club renowned for their venting against managers, I guess is the way to put it online.
So do you, Doc?
I know. Oh yeah, no, trust me, I know about that. But it's kind of a case of, with Unai Emery, and the situation is obviously Özil plays a big part because he's a fan favourite, obviously. I'm not saying our Arsenal fans are going to turn against him, because it wouldn't be fair for that to be the question. But do you think it's kind of, there will be questions that could be raised, or do you think it's a case of he still needs to rebuild?
You know what? There are some fans questioning Unai Emery at the moment, because they're saying, you know, we're leaving out Mesut Özil and he's our most creative player. And at the moment, which is very unusual for Arsenal, we're not creating a lot of chances. We're way down on the amount of chances we create per game as in comparison to last season. So there are some fans that are a bit unhappy, but then there are other fans that are saying, well done, Unai Emery. You're taking a stand against a player that doesn't always put it in, and he's on some big wages. So well done for taking a stand. I do think, though, that if we've not got no money to bring no one else in, and we're relying on loans and things like that, then you've got to make the best of what you've got. And I feel that, you know, he has to find some sort of way in which to get Özil into that team. It's going to be really interesting to see if he plays this weekend. If he doesn't play this weekend, surely, I mean, we've been told he's been left out for tactical reasons, but if he doesn't play against Chelsea, then surely he has to be sold. Because, you know, you can't get a bigger game than that, a more important game than that. If you're not going to play your top earner in that game, to me, you have to move him on.
100%.
So, and then if he does play, I think it could be a masterstroke, because I personally feel that if Özil's thrown into that game, he's going to want to put on a performance. He's not going to want to prove Emery right in front of all the cameras and everybody, the whole world watching that game, so that, you know, everyone will point and say, look, he don't deserve to be in the team. Look, he's rubbish. You know, well, not he's rubbish, but look, just what Emery was talking about. So I think it would be a good masterstroke by Unai Emery to put him back in the team. And I think Özil, if he does get back in the team, will stand up in that game. And we can win that game. We've got,
of course you can.
We've got, our defence has been very ropey. Ever since we lost Rob Holding, our defence has not been the same. We lost a load of defenders at the same time. We lost Holding, Mustafi and Bellerin all at once, and Monreal. So basically, the demise of our performances has gone with like all of those defenders being injured. The defenders are kind of coming back now. I think Bellerin will be back for the game, even though we still look poor defensively last week. But I just feel that if we can defend better, particularly against Hazard, you know, I mean, try and stop Hazard. We've got, going forward, players that can hurt Chelsea. You know what I mean? Aubameyang is the top goal scorer in the league, or joint top goal scorer at the moment. We've got Lacazette there, you know. And as I said, I feel that Özil should be in that team on Saturday. Get those guys attacking, get them moving forward. I know that those players are going to be stung after their performance last week at West Ham, because they were that bad. Everybody, even Aubameyang, Lacazette, they were poor, very poor, you know. And I just feel, you know, I'd play Ramsey as well against you guys. I wouldn't go with Xhaka. I'd go Ramsey, Torreira.
Is he going, Ramsey?
He's definitely going. He's definitely going, but he's been very professional this season, and he's been putting in good performances. And if he's staying, we should play him. He's an excellent player. So if he's staying, play him, replace him at the end of the season. We know we're not going to get no money for him. We know he's going, but play him.
The fact that he's been like,
I'd rather him playing than Xhaka.
Oh yeah,
because Xhaka makes too. You know, Xhaka's a decent player, but he makes too many mistakes.
He does, and I think the comparisons of Xhaka and Kante are long out of the window now.
Well, nobody was ever.
Yes, they were.
Well, not me.
No, not you.
You know,
not
me.
Me,
I mean, I think most sensible Arsenal fans at the time, like when we heard that, you know, we hadn't exactly chosen Xhaka over Kante. I think the thing is that if you look at the whole Xhaka deal, we'd already agreed to sign him.
Oh yeah.
Before the actual.
It was in June, wasn't it?
We agreed to sign him in the January, in the summer. That was the deal was done. Yeah, we'd done that deal with Borussia Mönchengladbach. So when Kante was becoming available, I suppose they looked on it and said, we're already buying this guy. He's going to kind of do that role. So, and came with a big rep. He came with it, you know.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
There's no comparison with him and Kante. You can start to say Torreira maybe in a couple of years' time
Maybe.
can compare to Kante, but I don't think Torreira yet is at that class either. Kante's a brilliant player.
Kante is up there with the greats, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I think he's a very underrated player.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why you've been playing him in the positions you play. He scored a couple of goals and that, but I think he's wasted.
I mean, I think I understand why opposition fans say
you didn't
that.
need Jorginho, in my opinion. You didn't need Jorginho. In my opinion, you didn't need Ross Barkley. You know what I mean? I don't.
Well, I mean, to be honest, we did.
I don't know if Kovacic, you know, is he better than Fabregas? I don't know.
I mean, in terms of legs, I think it's kind of a case of we needed the bodies. And if you look at it, we've gone through that midfield. It's rotated heavily in terms of the players. Fabregas. Obviously up there.
Give Hudson-Odoi a chance.
Yeah, I'm glad you're saying it because
no, give us. You know what the funny thing is? I remember
he ran Berry ragged.
Yeah, I remember when we was a pre-season and we played you in Ireland, and I remember we were going over on the plane, and I was we sat with a couple of Chelsea fans, and they said to me, they go, "Watch out for this kid called Hudson-Odoi," right? And I go, "Hudson who?" And I was taking a mick. I go, "Hudson who? Hudson-Odoi what?" Yeah. And then the game started, right, and there was this kid rinsing Bellerin. And I go to the guy next to me, I go, "Who is that kid?" And the guy goes, "Hold on, let me look at the programme." And he goes, Hudson-Odoi. I was like, "Oh shit." I was going, those guys on the plane, that's exactly the guy they were talking, and he was brilliant.
Yeah.
But he can't, this is my thing with Chelsea, you know, and that's one thing I do like about Arsenal. Young players do get a chance.
Well, they're going to have to with your transfer policy now.
These guys don't get a chance at Chelsea. I don't understand. They've got this brilliant academy. They've got brilliant young players. They don't get a shout.
It's slowly dripping through though now, which is one thing.
Is it? Where?
Christensen, you've seen Hudson.
He's hardly played this season,
Christensen. But he's part of the squad and he's playing. I understand what he's saying.
He was playing last year.
He's played all the cup games.
He's hardly played.
I think he's.
No, I'm not on about cup games. I'm on about the Premier League. Yeah, Chelsea do not give young players a chance.
I can't argue with that, and it's
Hudson-Odoi, he'd probably leave, innit? He'd probably go Bayern.
Probably.
You know?
And to be honest, I think.
How can he be good enough for Bayern, but he's not good enough for Chelsea? I don't understand it.
You tell me. I mean, it's one of those. I think I understand what Sarri's saying about, you know, he needs to bide his time. He's taking opportunities. Like an example, stat that came up before the Tottenham Cup game was him and Oliver Skipp, both 18 years old, both just come through from the youth academy, both made 6-7 appearances, both slowly making their way into the team. And I think that's the right mentality. You don't want to throw an 18-year-old in, even if they're ready, because I think it can shoot confidence away.
I really want to see these teams like Chelsea giving the young players a chance. I've got a mate, Audley. His son was Chelsea's. Audley is Lewis Baker. Is it Lewis Baker?
Lewis Baker, you know Lewis Baker's mate?
I know his dad.
You know his dad?
Yeah, I know his dad from back in the day, man.
Why are you only telling me this now? Where does this come from?
He never got, why didn't Chelsea give him a chance?
I don't know. I think with Lewis Baker,
he never got a chance. Never got.
Well, he's not even. He wasn't getting into the Leeds team.
Alone.
He wasn't getting into the Leeds team. I understand Leeds are playing absolutely superb.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes when a player's always on loan all the time, after a while, he's lost his identity. He wants to play for one club, and then it's hard when you keep going on loan all the time. So, but. I mean, it's your club anyway. Do what you want over there.
This is my opposition preview. I've told you about mine. Tell me about yours, all right?
Do whatever you want over there. Just make sure you lose on Saturday because we need that win.
Okay, well, let's go through what you think your lineup will be. And then I want you to give me... I gave you one, which I never do. I want you to give me a prediction. Right,
lineup. This is the lineup I would like... Ooh, the lineup I would like to see. There's shots are getting hit here. Leno in goal. I know Czech's retiring. It'd be sentimental to put him in goal, but no, we've got to go with Leno. And then I go with a back four. I've not liked this back three with him. I think the back three we were playing was because of injuries. Now Bellerin's back. It's got to be a flat back four. I go Bellerin, Socrates, Koscielny, and Monreal.
Oh yeah, those centre halves are quick.
And then I'd go Ramsey and Torreira. I wouldn't have Granit Xhaka in there. Ramsey, Torreira, Iwobi, Özil.
On the right-hand side?
And then Lacazette and Aubameyang. One of my guys I was doing we were looking at the game, we was talking about a diamond. in midfield. I think that'd be a great idea. Got to get Özil back into that team. That team, if we defend right, the key to our performance at the weekend is going to be defence. And the other key is having Özil in that team. Mesut Özil has to start, for me, in Arsenal's team. If he starts, we can win the game.
When you say the diamond, is it going to be a narrow diamond, or is Özil going to be on the right-hand side or at the point?
A narrowish diamond, but they can stretch.
It can stretch. But so it's going to be Özil on the... So it won't be...
So,
where do I fix that?
It would sort of be... It won't be on the left of that diamond. And, yeah. That's the only thing, though. You know, sometimes Özil out on the right-hand side. But we've got to... I feel that, you know, we've got to get Özil into that team. He has to be playing in that game. And I want to see Aubameyang and Lacazette start that game. So, because those two can hurt teams.
They can. That's a scary prospect. I don't like the sound of that.
And my prediction, I'm going to go for Arsenal winning by 2-1. I think at home we're strong. We've been putting in some poor performances recently, but they've been away from home. I think at home, crowd behind them, get off to a good start. I see Claude in the background rolling his eyes. I think I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
All right, well, that's Robbie's thoughts on Arsenal versus Chelsea. Obviously, 5:30 kick-off at the Emirates. We'll be there. We'll be doing our usual stuff, fan cams. I'll be doing a review. Lewis will be doing a vlog. And then, we'll be seeing...
Have you asked permission for that yet?
What, the vlogs? You have to ask for permission now.
No, ask permission to come on our turf, like you're doing fan cams and this and that. Have you asked?
It's
the
Borough of Islington's turf, all right? Let's not.
No, it's our turf. Plus, as well, when you go down, I heard about your place the other day. There was a little kid who went down there doing some videos. You lot were trying to beat him up.
Max,
and all
the Forest guy,
a little young kid, he all rounded on trying to beat him up. Stuff like stop this filming and all that.
There is an issue. And
what club is this, man?
We're not harming anyone, but there's a lot of people that don't.
What kind of club is that, man? He's a kid.
Can I be honest? I wouldn't. I think no, but there is an issue, and I understand why people don't like it. I understand why they may think that we're
profiting. Forest guy.
This blah blah blah. Yeah, exactly. He's a kid, Matt. He's a kid. We met him at the FBAs, didn't we? He's a nice
little kid.
But I mean, it's
attacked by 10 Chelsea.
It was the stewards apparently. Yeah, but I mean, it's you've had problems going down to Chelsea, haven't you?
We have. Yeah. Well, I think the first time we ever went to Chelsea, we had a lot of problems. But since then, all right. So you have to mention that. That's why we had so many problems. You know what I mean?
No, but I mean, listen, Robbie, thanks for coming.
All right,
I'll see you at the
weekend.
Obviously, head across to Aftv to see my opposition preview of what I think is going to happen at Chelsea. If you think I have a Jorginho agenda, you'll love this video because apparently I do, but it's one of those. But other than that, guys, listen, subscribe to Chelsea. All social links down in the description for Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, find my personal Chelsea and a link to Aftv. Maurizio Sarri. And obviously I'll be speaking to another Italian man in Claude for an opposition preview. But other than that, guys, Claude wants to do one, so why not?
Is he Italian?
Claude's Italian. Claudio Caligari.
I thought he's Greek.
He says he's Italian to me, but I don't know, whatever. Listen,
You're related to Socrates.
Take care, see you later.